Hello everyone, today our topic is how to update WordPress user for Webhook response. So here our objective is that whenever we get new response in Webhook by Pabbly, then we want to use this response and we will first search for that user in our WordPress account. And if we already have that user, then we want to update the details of that user in our WordPress account. So for that, we will create an integration between Webhook by Pabbly and WordPress. For creating this integration, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, we are going to use trigger and action. In trigger application, I'm going to use Webhook by Pabbly. In action application, I'm going to use WordPress. So how I'm going to create this integration? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen. And today we are going to see how we can use Webhook by Pabbly to receive the responses from different applications. And then we will use that response to update a user in WordPress. So here for connecting the application by Webhook by Pabbly, I'm going to use JotForm. And in JotForm, I have created this user updation form. So in this form, the user will fill the details that he wants to update. And then whenever user will submit this form, it will send these details to Pabbly Connect. And then we are going to use this response to update the user details that we have already in our WordPress account, and we want this to happen automatically. So here our objective is that whenever I get a new response in Webhook by Pabbly, then I will use that response and I will update the user in WordPress. So for that, I need to create an integration between JotForm and WordPress. And for that, I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I'm going to click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect. And it will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now we want to create a new workflow. For that, I'm going to click here on Create Workflow button and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to update WordPress user for Webhook response. Now I'm going to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select home here. I will click on create and this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, trigger and action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action say do this. So trigger will be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and action will just follow that. So we need to set up our trigger first. And here my trigger application will be Webhook by Pabbly. So I'm going to select this. And now I want to connect JotForm with Webhook by Pabbly. So for that, I need to use this Webhook URL. So I'm going to copy this Webhook URL and I will go to JotForm. And in JotForm, I'm going to connect this form, which is user updation form. So I'll go to settings. In settings, I will go to integration. In integration, I'm going to search for Webhook. So I'll open this and here I will add my Webhook. So I'm going to clear this and I'm going to paste my Webhook URL here that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Now I'm going to click on complete integration and I will click on finish. So my Webhook is added. Now I will go back to Pabbly Connect and here we can see it is waiting for Webhook response. Now to get the response, I will go back to JotForm and I will go to my form and I'm going to publish this form. I will open this form in the new tab and I'm going to fill this form with dummy details so that I can have the Webhook response in Pabbly Connect. So my first name will be test, last name will be user, and I'm going to give an email of the user that I already have in my WordPress account. So I will give email as demouser@pabblytudes.com and I will give a phone number. Now I have to give a nickname. So I will give nickname as test and I will give description. So my description will be update. Now we'll click on submit. So my form is submitted. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have received this new response. So this is my form title, which is user updation form. And this is the first name test, last name is user. And this is the email demouser@pabblytudes.com. We have this phone number. This is the nickname, which is test. And the description is update. Now that I have received this response, so I'm going to use this response. And in this response, I have this email address. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this email address and I'm going to find this email address as a user in my WordPress account. So for that, I will set up my Actions tab. I'm going to open this tab and here my action application will be WordPress. I'm going to select this. Now I have to give an action event. So I will open this tab and search user will be my action event. So I'm going to select this and I will connect WordPress with Pabbly Connect. So for that, I'll click here on connect. I'm going to click on add new connection, and to connect WordPress, I have to fill these three details. So I'm going to give my WordPress username or email, password and base URL. So first I'm going to fill these details. So I have filled my username and password. Now I have to give a base URL. So for this, let's go to WordPress, and here on the WordPress, we have this link. So for the base URL, I'm going to copy this link. I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste it here. Now to complete this base URL, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear everything ahead of this WP3. So I will clear this. So this is going to be my base URL. Now I'm going to click on save and my connection here is successful. Now I have to search for my keyword, and to search for the user, I'm going to use email address that we got in the response. So I'm going to map that here. So for that, I will use mapping. And what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'll click here. I'm going to open this Webhook response, and in this we have this email address. So I'm going to map this and I'm going to search this email address in my WordPress account so that it will find that if I have that user in my WordPress account already or not. So I'm going to click on save and send test request button. And here we got this response. So these are all the details of that user, and this is the email address that we have used to search the user. Now we want to update these details of the user with the response that we got in my Webhook response. So for that, I will add another actions tab. I'll click here on add actions tab, and here my action application will be WordPress. So I'm going to select this again, and now I will give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab. In this, I have this option of update our user. So this is going to be my action event. So I'm going to select this and I will connect WordPress with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here, and here I'm going to use this existing connection because I've already logged in my WordPress account in Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on save. Now my connection is successful. So I have these details to update my user. So first I have to give a user ID. So I'm going to map this particular user ID with the response that we got earlier by searching a user. So I'm going to click here on map button, and I'm going to clear this default response, and I'm going to open this WordPress response, and in this I have this ID. So this is my user ID. I'm going to map this. So we are going to update the details of this user. So let's go back to WordPress first, and I will go to users, and here I will search for that user first. So I'm going to search it with my email address. So I'm going to search user. So I have this user which is of demo user. So I'm going to open this. So these are the details of my user, and I'm going to update all these details. So I will go back to Pabbly Connect. So first I will give the email address. So I'm going to open this response. I'm going to open this Webhook response where we got the response from our jot form. I'm going to map this email address. So I'm going to keep the same email address. Now we have this username option, but we can't update the username because we can only give username for the one time. To check this, let's go to WordPress. And here I have this username which is of demo user, and usernames cannot be changed. So I can't change username or update username. So I will go back to Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to leave this option blank, and I'm also going to leave this password option blank. And if you want to change the password of your user, you can also do that from here, and you can fill the new password here. Now I'm going to update my first name. So I will open this response, and I will open this Webhook response. In this I have this new first name which is of test. So I'm going to map this. Now I will give the last name, and I will give the full name which will be my display name. So I will first map the first name. I will give a space and the last name. So this will be my full name. And now I have to give a nickname. So I will open this response. I will open this again. And we have this nickname. So I'm going to map this. Now I will give the description. And we have this description of update. So I'm going to map this. And I will give a role. So for the role, I will open this tab. And in this tab, you will find all the roles that you can give to your users. So I'm going to give my user role of a subscriber. So I'm going to click here on subscriber. So I have filled all my required details here. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request button. So here we can see I have updated this details of my user. So the username is demo user and the new name is test user. First name is test, last name is user, and the email is demoUser@pabblytunes.com. Now to check this, let's go to WordPress and I'm going to refresh this. And here we can see the details of the user has changed. So the first name is test, last name is user, nickname is test, and the display name is test user. So this is the email address, which is testuser@pabblytunes.com. And this is the other info. This says update. So I have updated this particular user. So here we can see that I have used Webhook by Pabbly to get the response from my jot form. And I have used those response to update a user in my WordPress account. So I have used all those details of my Webhook response and I have updated my user automatically in WordPress. So my integration between JotForm and WordPress is working successfully. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I have created this integration between Webhook by Pabbly and WordPress. And I have connected JotForm with the help of Webhook by Pabbly. So here whenever I'm getting a new response in JotForm by Webhook by Pabbly, then I'm using those response and first I'm using that response to search that user in my WordPress account. And if I already have that user in my WordPress account, then I'm using the same response to update the details of the user in my WordPress account. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger and my trigger application was Webhook by Pabbly and my trigger event was capture Webhook. Then I have set up my action and my action application is WordPress and my action event was search user. Then I have set up my last action step and in this my action application is WordPress and my action event was update a user. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow, and I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.